Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another video. So June seems to be album month. We've got full-length LPs dropping left and right, B.I.'s released his second, Stray Kids with their third, Shiny following suit, and of course my dear Fromis9 with their first ever. I was very excited for this. They're one of my favorite groups in the business, if not the favorite, so this is a big moment for them. But before we get to the review, make sure you subscribe to the channel and ring that notification bell so you never miss an upload. Alright, without further ado, let's go. Fromis have been slotting intro tracks into their releases for a while now, and it's always a smart choice to have something else set the tone before hitting us with the title. It's always good to have an appetizer before the main course, and this one is as good as they come. Opening with a ghostly synth that acts as the song's backbone, buttressed by a flurry of glazing synth, it sports a nice and propulsive pop sheen with really dense and almost claustrophobic production. There's also this super eerie and shrill violin in the pre-chorus. Did you hear that? That's like one of those Minecraft cave noises. The melody remains cool and distant throughout the runtime. Even in the chorus, their delivery is sort of robotic and emotionless, which adds to the uncanny atmosphere they're going for. #menow is another logical development in the Fromis9 singles chronology, following the likes of We Go and DM. Now, they've been very consistent in putting out this sleek and streamlined style of music, but that also means that their title tracks have become somewhat predictable in terms of the sounds that they offer. In this case, it's a positive since the songs are always reliably good, but not great, I would say, so if this continues for much longer, their discography runs the risk of becoming stale. They sort of occupy a similar position to Twice, where at this point in their career you know exactly what you're going to get from them, and the comebacks are always dependably decent. But enough rambling, let's talk about menow. So the song hinges on a bog standard structure and build, beginning with some warm ambience and slowly amping up to the hook. It's a very simplistic, breezy refrain that's typical of this kind of city pop night drive aesthetic, which makes for a very easy listen, where you're just grooving along without a care in the world. The production is very understated, perhaps too much so for my liking, and it's also overly similar to the beats from their previous releases, making it difficult to stand apart. I know they found a winning formula with this minimalistic disco guitar riff, but IMO, it's getting old. Ratings probably a bit inflated because of their status as an alt group, but still another solid release under their belt. So Wishlist is a duet by Jiwon and Taeyong, penned by Jiwon and performed completely in English. We're only 3 songs into the album and I think it's a bit too early to chill, but this mild and hushed track makes for a nice palate cleanser nonetheless. Fromis9 pulls off this relaxed kind of music quite well, after all their 2 EPs from last year were filled with them. It's pleasant, but I definitely won't be listening to this very often. Wouldn't you believe it, we've got another languid number on our hands, this time inundated with some sensual and murky instrumentation, which makes a good accompaniment to Soyeon's smoky vocals. She's paired with Nagyong on this cut, and it's good to see the members getting more of their individual spotlight with these unofficial subunit songs. It is a bit odd though that they would place 2 mid-tempo tracks back to back. This sounds more like an album closer rather than the emphatic self-love anthem it's supposed to be. Hopefully the next song will be more exciting. Now this is fantastic. The intro teases a lush soundscape with its tropical mix of synth and some funky guitar flourishes. When the verse hits though, that's when gets real. Anything that can make me bang my head like never before is a frickin' bop. The groove is immensely satisfying, but as expected, it subsides temporarily in the pre-chorus. Thankfully it doesn't stall for too long, and we're given a proper chorus soon after. Graciously, the second verse continues the momentum, dialing up the synth even further while the beat stomps with full force. Complete with a dance break, this track is just begging for promotions. Prom Night is amazingly a UK garage track that sounds like it belongs on a Red Velvet album, what with these smooth R&B undercurrents and house textures. I particularly admire the hypnotic harmonizations in the pre-chorus. I think that was super cool. The whole song has an experimental edge, but it was very enjoyable, and is another standout dance track to add to the record. Looks like we're on a roll. Bring It On is yet another quirky bop, thanks to the plucky violin and playful percussion. Just plainly and simply a fun song for them to let loose, with whimsical ad-libs and all the rest. They're really serving up the jams with this comeback, which brings us to What I Want, an electro-pop dance track with mantra-like refrains, sophisticated melody, and polished performances, similar to many songs on this album, acting as a bold and confident declaration of who they are and what they want. From Nine's music has undergone a robust and rewarding evolution, and like many girl groups before them, attained a fulfilling sense of maturity. As this record comes to a close, we've gone completely into chill territory for this one. We already had one foot in the coffee shop, but now we've sat down and ordered a drink. I mean, I like lo-fi and all, but there's a very specific time and place for that, and most of the time I'm in the mood for something more upbeat. It's nice to have, but I don't see myself playing this unless I'm trying to fall asleep. It is called my night routine after all. Opening with a triumphant guitar riff and resonant chords, Eye Contact in every way just feels like the anthemic finale that belongs at the end of an album. A very rousing melody and production that seems to be written for a commemorative celebration. But just what might we be celebrating? Well, that's of course the 5-year anniversary of their second mini-album. Isn't that a coincidence? And that's a wrap for the in-depth review of Unlock My World. A very solid record, one of the better ones I've heard this year, well-paced for the most part, and a very rigorous display of their artistry. They definitely did not disappoint. That is it. Let me know what you thought of this album. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit like and subscribe to the channel for more great content. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you later.